I didn't grow up an athlete. I didn't grow up feeling like I belonged anywhere, really. I lost both of my parents way too young. Addiction, mental illness, lifestyle diseases, things that could have been a lot different. But this race, this was pain I chose. This was mine to step into, mine to carry, and mine to overcome. I faced a lot of things alone, but not for this. For this, I had a team.
Guys, I want to kick things off by saying thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for coming out and supporting this crazy thing that I'm doing.
I knew that I would need each individual person at different aspects of this race for what they were going to provide me in terms of motivation, support, and logistics. Rebecca is the ultimate pacer. I knew that if I hit a low point, she would be the one to bring me back. And I trusted her implicitly with anything and everything that could go wrong because, as she told me over and over again, don't worry, I have seen it all. And then I had Justin. I was calling him the mountain soul. He has very steady energy, and he was going to be my sunrise pacer and the calm that I needed if things got dark after the overnight. Mark was my total hype man, and I just know that nobody motivates like Mark. When it's go time, he is there and he is clapping next to you and screaming at you, but in the best way possible. Then I had Jenny and Richard, my spreadsheet power couple. They knew this race inside and out, and they knew where people had to be and when, and I didn't have to think about anything. I just had to run. Caitlin was my logistics queen and my emotional support human, who also brought the emotional support van, the emotional support snacks, and the emotional support dog. And of course, the person that I was relying on the most was Mackie, my husband. He has been my partner in all of this, so I strategically placed him in the final section of this race so I could have something to look forward to. And I knew at least I didn't want to quit before I got a chance to see him and run some miles with him. And whatever happened out there, I knew that I wasn't doing it alone. There were different moments in the race I was looking forward to share miles with people, to share snacks with people and laughs with people, and maybe also pain too.
She's ready.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This race starts with a punch in the face. Let me tell you that. You start in the town of Steamboat. You're sitting at just a little under 7,000 feet elevation, and then you have to climb close to 4,000 feet in the first 5.5 miles. That was probably the steepest climb I've ever done in my life. I don't think there was any training run that I did that had a climb that was that steep. When I got to the top, my crew was there, and they switched out one of my bottles for me. I handed off my poles, and to turn around and look back and see how far up you were, and we were climbing to over 10,000 feet. That was really cool to see. You'd already done so much in such a short amount of time.
All right, we're just a little over 8 miles in. So I don't know how I'm feeling. It's hard to tell so early on. I still feel like I have a lot of nerves and so much race left, which is scary. I'm just gonna take it aid station by aid station, and that's it. That's all you can do.
I was feeling super badass coming in to see my crew for the first time because I was ahead of pace that we projected on the spreadsheets.
How is it out there?
It's good. It's hot down here. I want to go back up there.
Really?
Where it's cool. Yeah, I know we got to climb up, but like when you get down, you start to, like, your water needs and like your electrolyte needs change, and my stomach started to be like,
Yeah.
like I actually want to go back up where it's like cold and you're in the shade. Yeah.
So when I saw them, it was just so cool. And they were so excited, like, oh my God, you're so ahead of pace. This is crazy that you're here already. That was the first moment, though, that I had just a tiny bit of a concern, because as you go down in elevation, it starts to get a lot hotter. But I just soaked it in and was so excited to see them. And everybody was wearing shirts, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. I've never had someone make a t-shirt for me.
All right. So we made it to that aid station where my crew was. And now we're going back up Fish Creek Falls.
That climb was super hot and tough, but I still had really good energy at that point. And I remember just connecting with some other runners on the climb. Me and this one guy were pacing each other for a little bit. And it's cool to be able to connect with other people throughout this, which really makes the time go by. And you just never forget the people that you meet on these races.
All right, we just hit the marathon point, so I figure that's a nice milestone to check in. Starting to get a little easier terrain-wise, so I've been doing a little more running than before. There was a nice aid station where I had some Coke. I am pretty sure I'm behind on calories, so I'm gonna try at the aid station coming up at mile 30 to eat a little more. So we're getting there. Holy shit. This is really crazy and hard.
I got to mile 30 and hung out there at that aid station enough to just really prepare myself for the 14 miles that I was gonna have to go into the nighttime section.
The sun is gonna set soon, and I have never run in the dark before. So I've got my headlamp, I've got extra batteries just in case the headlamp dies. So this is a new adventure. I'm not gonna have to run in the dark alone for too long, but I will have to do some of it. So adventure awaits. The sun is setting. So beautiful right now. This glowing light and the fall foliage is starting to turn. Darkness is gonna be here soon. Yeah. Wow, look at that sunset. Gorgeous. Gorgeous sunset.
After what felt like an eternity, because I could hear the crowd at that aid station from afar in the woods. I could hear cheering, but I felt like I wasn't getting any closer to where those people could be. So those few extra miles that I kept waiting and waiting, it just felt like an eternity.
Hey guys.
Well, really bad. How's your tummy? My tummy's a little better, but hot. Yeah, I was actually eating help.
Hey. Got a little warm blanket.
I need to calm down for a few minutes. That's what I need.
You have a warm
Until
blanket?
you might.
Okay, I'm not trying to touch your boobs.
Oh,
but
let's
get
take this off.
off.
I've never really run in the dark before. It's fucked up.
Disorientated?
It's not. I don't like it. If that was in the daylight, I would have done that so much faster. Like I had
yeah,
the
that's a
juice in
beautiful
my
trail.
legs,
But you
but
can't
I
see.
couldn't see shit.
We need you to start eating. So, what sounds good?
Probably ramen.
Okay.
So by the time I got there, I was so excited to see my crew. And this is where it felt like, honestly, the real ultramarathon started. Just being in the dark, having my crew there with, a chair for me, a heated blanket, ramen. I mean, how many times have I watched other people consume ramen in these ultramarathon documentaries? And I was experiencing eating the ramen. I was like, oh my God, I am in the YouTube right now.
But how good does it feel to be at 45? You know?
Does it? Or am I wondering how I'm going to do? 55 more.
You've got this.
got
And you
it.
have a
Like,
pacer now.
You're bringing in
You
the
have
support,
pacers.
the support team.
It's all
No
good
more-
from here.
No more hot
No more
sun.
alone darkness.
Yeah.
If you have people,
Yeah.
and you've got people to look forward to on top of the people you're with.
Yeah. So at that section, I was able to pick up my first pacer, which is Mark. I just was ready for my hype man to be there and come get me and to bring me into the first section of the overnight. This was a really nice downhill section, and it was absolutely beautiful, just running through an aspen forest. And the moon was 3/4 full. And we just kept saying to ourselves, how grateful are we right now to be experiencing this, to be running in this magical forest. I wasn't scared anymore because I wasn't alone. and I could appreciate the beauty that was all around me. And those miles just ticked by, and before I knew it, his pacing section was over.
She killed it. Made it look easy. Made it look easy. Yeah. She's chilling, dude. She's chilling. She's a pro. We got a lot of compliments on this light. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of compliments on the light.
Mark brings me into Olympian Hall. My crew's job was really to try to get me to eat. So when I got to Olympian Hall and I got into the van, their job was like, all right, what calories can you eat right now? I just felt like I became a toddler at that point. And I was like, nothing sounds good. I don't want anything, but I know I have to eat. And they were like, yes, you do. I made sure that I got changed into real overnight winter clothes. I had my gloves, I had my jacket, I put long pants on. My good friend Rebecca was the person who was going to be taking me up to the section called the Lane of Pain. Lane of Pain is funny because it sounds like it's going to be really hard, but it's actually quite pleasant and nice. I never at any point felt tired. I remember my crew being like, you're so lucid. I didn't actually get tired in the whole race in the way that people described to me that I was supposed to be worried about, like eyes feeling heavy and just wanting to fall asleep on the trail. I think I just had so much adrenaline and anticipation. Everything was so new and cool, and I was just awake for all of it. Rebecca and I climb up and then come back down into Olympian Hall. That is when my stomach started to kind of like really take a turn, but I was still feeling like I could get through this. It's just minor tummy stuff, nothing crazy. I feel really lucky that we had the van because it can feel kind of chaotic in Olympian Hall. A lot of people decide if they're going to keep going or drop. So there's this energy there that you kind of don't want to get sucked into. I got ready for my third pacer, which was Justin. About halfway into that climb up with Justin is when I started to really notice the calorie deficit that I was in. Those few tots and bites of ramen that I was having at the van between sections was not going to sustain for 30 something miles left of this race. Overnight, I felt so good, but when the sun came up is when I started to actually feel a little bit woozy, and we're climbing back up to high altitude. So I just think that my body was finally kind of catching up to me, and the anticipation of getting to mile 70, because you're like, I am so close, but I am so far. And when I saw my husband, I had a moment of just like, holy crap. And I started to experience the lowest of the low that I had felt in the whole race.
Welcome back to Dry Lake.
Woo!
Welcome back.
All right.
I'm hitting a really bad low right now.
Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to eat much food. She has
Like
one
really
gel.
bad.
It's all right. We got you.
I'm gonna finish.
You got here ahead of time.
I'm just
We're
like
good.
really woozy and dizzy because I haven't eaten in like 30 miles.
It's all right. Take a moment.
Like my body caught up
We have
to
time.
me. Like I've been eating nothing for like 30 straight miles.
We have food cooking. We have.
No, I just need to
You
like.
take a seat?
well, I just need to relax. I just need to like chill. It's not even my muscles. My muscles are fine. Like
Okay.
my legs are totally fine. Like my joints, everything feels so good. I'm just like so calorie deprived. So I'm getting so dizzy and like.
But once you eat something and you're also just okay, you're at mile 70.
So overwhelmed with the, like 30 miles left.
You'll
It's
be
okay.
great.
Don't
You'll
think
be
about
great.
it like that. Think about it. It's just you got to get to the next aid station.
But also let's break it into chunks.
All we need
We're
to
gonna
do
take-
is
we're just gonna break it into
hang out here for a
phase.
few minutes.
Okay.
And the good news is like you still like you've gotten some good stuff in between, and that's really good. That's really really good.
It's just a lot.
It's okay.
That was like a lot of climbing.
It
It's
is
never
never
ending. It's weird. Like at night it was fine. The day came up, and that's when I started to feel shitty.
Oh, interesting.
When the sun came up, not at night. At night I was like cruising along.
But here's the good news. You've been dreading this 30 miles.
I
You're
know.
finally here.
I know.
And we can break it down into bits and pieces.
It's just 3 broad streets.
I just want to get to 80. This is how I broke it down: 80, and then to the part where you guys are there.
Yes.
And that's how I've broken it down. I just want to.
And we're all hiking up. We'll all be up on that road. You'll see every single one of us.
I just need to relax for a little bit and really get my body ready.
Yes.
Also, like not seeing you guys for a long time. It's just like a lot.
okay. You know, this is like a long time to go without like the morale that I've had the whole time. So, Mackie, it's all on you, babe. The morale is all on you.
But you want to know what's so cool? You have the finish line to look forward to.
Yeah, I want to cross, but I need to fuel myself.
You've got plenty of time, and you can sit here. Just don't worry about that 30 miles right now.
You have so much time.
All you need to worry about is just deep breaths, and just put your feet up.
I've been
if you
like
want.
anticipating mile 70 for a long time.
It's gonna pass. You're in a low clear right now.
Yeah, this is the lowest I felt.
You've been up all night.
You're
You're fucking tired. It's hard when you kick this much ass on your first 100 minutes. So good. It's fucking exhausting to be this badass, isn't it?
Thank you. It's just I told Justin I can't trust a fart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, Justin, if I sneeze, we're fucked.
Your
stomach's also.
Yeah.
Think about this, like your training days out with Mackie.
Yeah.
You're just going out for one of those.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Yep.
We did this one already. We started right here.
I know.
Remember?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, go get him. You got this. Whoop whoop. The Roots take on the end of the Red Rabbit Run.
So I had these different milestones that were helping me get from place to place. One of them was 70, but 70 to 80 is this giant climb. And you're so exhausted at that point that it took forever. And that's when I started to freak out a little bit.
Mile 79. What's going on?
I don't know. Everything hurts. I'm just grinding it out. Can't wait for this to be done. This is hard. If it weren't for my feet, I think I'd be pretty good.
I didn't know this at the time, but Mackie was really trying to keep us on track because there were certain points where I was just so slow that he was worried that I wasn't even gonna make it to the finish line before 9 p.m. And I told him, I cannot keep moving. I have to stop. I have to just rest my feet.
My feet feel mangled. I have no blisters, but just the bottom of my feet are so sore from being on them for so long. So I'm just giving myself a little foot massage. All right, let's go. Party time's over.
And I have to figure out a way to get some calories in my system because everything was just coming out. Nothing I was eating was staying in. And that was really concerning.
I was seriously gonna DNF back there. And Mackie's like, we can do it. So we're gonna go to the final aid station and just see what happens. I mean, I'm ahead of the cutoff times, but this is like the hardest, most painful thing I've ever done in my life. You really think I can get to the next aid station? It's like 7 miles away.
All right. One step at a time. We got it.
You know, we stopped at mile 89. There's actually a really nice doctor who was at that aid station, and he came over to me and he was like, you are not leaving this chair until you get calories in your system. He came over and he held out his hand and he was like, banana, gummies, this, that. We were able to get me out of that chair, and that was a victory.
My second quesadilla. Rebecca, you'd be proud of me. I'm really trying here. All right, we're on our way to the last aid station, and then we go downhill to the finish line. We weren't sure if I was gonna make it for a second, but we got some food in me, some Tylenol for my feet, which is helping a lot. And while I still feel the pain, it's not excruciating, so I can move a little quicker and just try to get this thing done. All right. I revived from the literal dead. Oh. And this is why you shouldn't film and hike.
Alrighty, Jules, you're into the final stretch. Coming up to meet you. Crew's so excited to see you. You've killed this race. And we'll see you through to the end line for those last 4 miles. See you in a bit.
We made it after that to mile 94, where I was able to connect with my whole entire crew for them to bring me down to the finish line. I kept saying to them, before this race, I really don't want to see another sunset, guys. Like, that is my goal, to finish before I have to see another sunset. Well, I saw that other sunset, and it was actually extremely special because the whole crew hiked up and we all got to experience the most stunning sunset over this mountain range in Steamboat. The golden skies and the moon was on the other side, and it was just such a surreal, I'm getting emotional. It was just such a beautiful experience. I was trying to finish a lot sooner, but I was gonna finish, and that's what matters, especially on your first. But the really important thing is that I was finishing this race, and it was with all the people that supported me. Really, I did it for them. When I didn't want to get out of that chair at mile 89, I said to Mackie, I think I might DNF here. And he was like, do you really want to have to do this again? I know you, and if you DNF and you don't know what it is to finish 100, you might want to have to do this again. And I was like, oh God, I don't think I ever want to have to do this again. But really the biggest motivator for me was seeing my crew and finishing for them, because they had sacrificed their whole weekend to take care of me and to support me and to give me so much love and positivity, and I just owed it to them to finish for them.
Juliet Root.
Yeah, buddy!
35 years young, you're a 100-mile finisher. Congratulations, Juliet. You did it. Get that home. 35 hours and 9 minutes.
No,
Congratulations.
The men weepers are outnumbering the women.
That was so hard. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
What a shock.
It was so surreal crossing that finish line right before all the pain that I had been experiencing just all of a sudden disappeared. I remember saying to my crew, I have no pain. This is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced, but all my pain is completely gone. And I don't know if it was my brain trying to protect me or all the adrenaline or what was going on, but I was able to just run across that finish line. How did all of that just go so perfectly? Even the suffering, it was a perfect amount of suffering for a 100-mile race. All of it just felt like it was over in the most perfect and beautiful way that I could ever ask for.